introduce or reintroduce everybody to their brand new captain, Aaron Judge. The New York Mets said, I'm your Huckleberry. What's up, Evan? How are you?
How am I?
Yeah.
I'm still like numb.
Greatest day Evan's had in a long, long time. Yeah.
I mean,
now here's the question.
I woke up and it's like, what?
I was going to call you at about 3 o'clock this morning, but then I thought you'd figured it's an emergency and no father, no parent ever wants the 3 a.m. call, even though your kids are obviously in bed. And I said, I'm going to be a good guy. But one of the aspects of this story of the New York Mets kind of stealing Carlos Correa from the incompetent San Francisco Giants organization, who now is a bridesmaid twice in a matter of a month without getting the ring on their finger.
New York City teams.
Yeah, exactly right. Judge, peace out. Correa, peace out. Is kind of like that historical moment in your life where we don't have a lot of, in a good way, where you're going to remember where you were when, blank, right?
Yeah.
I found out that Carlos Correa became a Met through the voices of Paul Rosenberg and Sal Licata at 3 o'clock this morning. No joke.
What a way to
That's
know.
how I found out. 2:57 to be exact.
Wow.
Is when I heard those guys on the fan this morning driving to work. How did you find out?
It could have been you if you called me.
Yeah, I should have called you. I was going to text you, Correa.
Well, it wouldn't have worked because here's what happened. I woke up at 6 a.m. and I had a Fox News alert. Not a Fox
News, huh?
Fox News alert.
All right.
And I quickly look at it. You never know. And it said Carlos Correa picks another team.
This was 6 a.m.?
6 a.m.
Huh.
So I see this headline, and I swear to God, Craig, no thought of the Mets. I literally hit the.
Because you knew that we knew over the last couple of days that the Mets had made an offer.
You're 100% right.
Yeah.
If I had more time to ponder it, maybe I would have gotten there.
Yeah.
But I see the headline, Carlos Correa picks another team, and I slide my finger over the headline, and the article pops up. Fox News. Fox News.
Yeah.
And I'm reading the article, and as I get to the word Mets, I scream a cuss word at the top of my lungs.
F?
The F word.
Nice.
But a good F word.
Yeah.
Like sometimes.
Like F, yeah.
Yeah, like sometimes the F word's good, sometimes it's bad.
Yes.
Depends the moment.
Sometimes it's a noun, sometimes it's a verb. It could be a lot of things.
And I was
Adverb.
stunned. I was stupefied, stunned, and excited. Now, we could break down the concerns and the contract
Nah,
length
not
and all
today.
that,
That's
but
not for today.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Not today, not in this moment, not even this morning.
There'll be a moment for that. I think today it's just the exuberant excitement. If you're a diehard Met fan, I was thinking about this coming over here today, that it's not often that anybody comes into New York with hope and promise and not even with so much guarantees, but just hope and promise, and they live up to it. Mm-hmm. Or that men or women come into this town and make certain pledges. We see it in politics a lot, and it's very hard to live up to the pledge, right? Well, 2 years ago, when Steve Cohen bought the New York Mets from the Wilpons, he came with the promise and the pledge that money was not going to be an issue. He wasn't going to be stupid, but he was going to spend when his baseball people said, this is money well spent.
Right.
And I believe, and I don't think I'm dead on this, that you and all the Met fans out there, one of the reasons you love the purchase from the Wilpons, other than the Wilpon nonsense, is that you had the wealthiest owner in all of sports now in this country. And there was the threat to every other team that we were going to get our guy the way the Yankees did so famously for a couple decades with George Steinbrenner.
No question.
And while you got Lindor when no one saw it coming, and you've kind of, you got Scherzer
Max
last
Scherzer
year
fits,
when nobody saw it coming.
Yeah.
And then you lose DeGrom, bang, you get Verlander. Where I think people did see that one coming. But what happened at 2 o'clock in the morning last night is, to me, a fulfillment of the pledge Steve Cohen made to the Met fan base 2 years ago.
Yeah, you're spot on. No, you actually got this one right because, not that you usually get things wrong,
I
but
know.
In this case, you're right. We had such fantasies when this man bought the team. And a lot of it was how bad the Wilpons were, and we just wanted to be a big market team. And I think Steve, over the first 2 years, proved they would be a big market team. What he did at 3 a.m. is beyond being a big market team.
Yeah.
He went to the lengths of nothing will stop me. I don't care what the tax is. I don't care that we already have a $300 million invested in a shortstop. I don't care that the top prospect, third baseman in baseball is with us. We will stop at nothing to win. And so this morning at 3 a.m., here's the symbol of where the Met franchise has come. You were there for it. I was there for it. This organization went from firing managers at 3 a.m.
That's right.
to signing elite-level free agents at 3 a.m.
And I'll do you one better. Correa's getting $35 million less than what the Giants had on the table at the time. Now, there's this dispute amongst the Giants doctors and Scott Boras, of course. As I understand it, he had an injury 2 years ago with Houston that I guess shows up still. I don't know. I'm not going to claim to understand all of it. I don't. But that's apparently what we're talking about. That it's a non-factor, but it shows up still. I guess when he gets X-rayed or MRI'd or whatever the case may be. And the Giants try to get cute. And as much as Steve Cohen gets all the credit here,
right.
A guy that a lot of people love to hate, Scott Boras picked up the phone and said to Steve Cohen, "Hey, I told you 2 days ago you guys were out out of respect to the Giants. If you want back in, it's right now." And Steve Cohen did not blink.
We didn't like Scott Boras when we had an owner incapable of meeting his demands.
Yeah.
Now we have an owner who's like BFFs with him because he'll pay the man. Yeah. And here's what's awesome about all this, because we never knew this about Steve Cohen. We're finding out. The New York Mets are going to have a budget. We assume the Yankees have a budget. Everybody has a budget. Steve Cohen is proving there's no budget. So even if 4 years from now, Carlos Correa's got a back issue and can't play at a high level. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to actually be positive. Let's say Lindor is flirting around with a 750 OPS. This owner's proving he's still going to spend. Yep. He's still going to go out.
And I know why you're saying that. This does not preclude them a year from now of being in the Ohtani sweepstakes.
Why would it?
Right, 100%.
Why would
I agree.
And that's the thing that's so amazing. The baseball right now doesn't have a salary cap. It's just got a tax. And as long as you've got an owner willing to take that tax and say, who gives a crap?
Yep.
Then keep spending.
Look,
are the Mets a better team today than they were yesterday?
100%.
Of course they are.
You've got the best left side of an infield in baseball. You can argue you've got the best infield in baseball. You can make that argument. We don't have to get into the depth, the weeds on it. But the New York Mets are a better team. The New York Mets have excited a fan base after a very tough ending to last year. And Steve Cohen has lived up to his promise to Met fans. Not every owner does that. And if you're a diehard Met fan today, it has been, what a whirlwind day. And on a day that the New York Yankees thought they had center stage in the introduction of Aaron Judge as their newest captain and all the pomp and circumstance that comes with it, and Derek Jeter and Willie Randolph and the excitement of Aaron Judge is staying home and we're putting a C on his chest. The Yankees, as you and I were talking about off air, did nothing wrong today, and they are not the story.
No.
They got trumped by Steve Cohen, who obviously did not do this to trump the Yankees.
No.
The Yankees have nothing at all to do with it. But in a town in which we have two teams, and one of those teams has always been the big spender and always stopped at no expense to try to win a title, the New York Mets have now edged ahead of them.
The New York Yankees are a big market team. The New York Mets are a big market team. There is no budget. There's no budget.
It's a $400 million payroll.
And I love it.
Yeah.
Stevie, thank you. Because all we've done as Met fans, I know I have, and a lot of people listening have, is we've invested our hard-earned money in hope. Now we're investing our hard-earned money in an owner who's giving it right back to us.
There is one bit of news I should bring to you that is a part of the announcement of Carlos Correa.
I've had enough news for the day.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm going to give you a little extra news.
Give me more. Go ahead.
As a result of the Carlos Correa signing, we are raising the cost of meat on a stick from $8 to $12. It is a 50% increase.
I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, but I'll say this to Steve.
Yeah.
If you want to raise my ticket prices,
go ahead.
Go ahead. I've always said this about the Wilpons.
Don't say that because there's people like, shut your mouth.
I know. I apologize. The point is, invest in the franchise. And he is. And look, the Mets are no guarantee to win the World Series. We all know that. Spending doesn't guarantee you anything. But this owner's going to keep spending. And that's the thing that is so intoxicating. There is no end. So if this doesn't work, and it may not work, Craig, it's baseball. There's no
But the
guarantee it's
Yankees
going to
have
work.
spent $5 billion since their last World Series title. Just because you spend it doesn't mean you win.
But you know
now,
what?
You give
It
yourself
helps.
a much better chance.
Hey, look, I want to clear something up. The Philadelphia Phillies won the pennant. How'd they win the pennant? Was Bryce Harper homegrown?
Nope.
Was Nicholas Castellanos homegrown?
Nope.
Was Kyle Schwarber homegrown? Was Zach Wheeler homegrown? What do they all have in common? Money, 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 money.
That's right.
Buy players. Now, you got to develop players, and the Mets have. Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, Brandon Nimmo, hopefully
Let me
Brett
ask
Beatty,
you a
Francisco
question.
Alvarez, but spend.
And listen, the Subway Series becomes extra special now, but it also makes the Mets Phillies extra special because the Phillies have spent too. Right? I mean, prior to
Trey
this,
Turner, of course.
I think everybody made the argument that the Phillies, on paper, of course, had the best offense in the National League. Well, I would counter that maybe the Mets do now. Maybe it's gone. Maybe a little seesaw, a little back and forth. But
Craig,
from a rivalry standpoint,
Craig,
I mean, this is great.
runs scored is nice. The number I care about is wins. And they've got to win more games than any other team in the NL East. And then come October, they need to get, assuming they're not in the wild card round, 3-4-4. Because that's what this is all about. A championship. 12 years for Carlos Correa. Maybe another day, maybe on the Rico, we analyze if that's smart or not. If you win one championship in this town,
It's worth it.
for a fan base that is so effing thirsty, it's all worth it. Thank you, Steve Cohen.
Now, how do you think the Yankee fan reacts to it? Not that it's relevant, not that it means a damn thing to Met fans. You have every right to gloat. You should be bowing out your chest, as all Met fans are today. Everybody's peacocking around here. Haven't seen that since Cohen bought the team. To be honest, like there's a different level now of, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We're effing really good, and we are now the prohibitive favorite.
They got to win.
Doesn't mean nothing.
Gotta win.
To win a World Series.
Got to win.
The New York Mets are the kings of New York on paper today. Got to see how it plays out. But, man, it's an exciting time to be a Mets
We
fan.
are now-
When is my fandom reveal? Is that at the end of March still? Damn it.
Craig,
Yeah.
how do you now pick the Mets?
Well,
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just, listen, I'm not even saying I want you back.
Yeah.
But I don't know what else the Yankees are going to do. I don't think they're done.
I think that's a cop-out for me if I go back to the Mets now.
You're a cop-out kind of guy?
I almost feel like I got to kind of hold my ground. Of course, it didn't help today when Brian Cashman announced that Josh Donaldson's our third baseman.
I don't believe him, by the way.
That didn't help me today
I
when
don't believe
the
him.
Mets are signing Carlos Correa.
Don't buy everything.
I don't know about that.
Don't
And
buy
somebody put out a video that I watched a couple times early this morning of all the Josh Donaldson bat flips as a Yankee.
Oh, yes.
In which the ball didn't leave the stadium.
Yes.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
They're like 25. Like, what do we do?
There was a lot this year.
And you know what bothered me about it?
What?
Like, I watched this video 3 times today.
Yeah.
And it's bat flips of Donaldson only as a Yankee in which the ball didn't leave the stadium, right?
Yeah.
Now, some are actually hits, but most of them are caught or he's thrown out at second base.
Right.
You know, walking into second base.
Right.
And I'm saying to myself, I didn't even realize that it happened that many times.
Yeah.
Where's my guy, Aaron Boone, stopping that crap from happening?
Wow.
I got to talk to Booney about that later today.
Your boy Booney today at the press conference. I mean, can you
Yeah.
shut up, bro? I mean, it's all
Come on,
about
that's my guy.
I mean, he just kept going. And I know he
He's
was
gushing.
excited.
He was gushing
And
about my guy.
I respect it. I like Aaron Boone. I really do. And I'm
Yes.
sure Aaron would admit what I'm saying is true.
He was unscripted.
But he would not stop.
Well, because he was unscripted.
I mean,
That's the problem going up there extemporaneously.
Yeah, I mean, he told a couple stories. It took a little while, but
Oh,
it wasn't.
my
I don't think he
God.
went on and on and on. He told a
Hal
couple stories.
Steinbrenner took a shot at him.
Yeah, it was funny.
How was he
I will
even
say
like,
this.
all right there, buddy?
At no point did I feel like, hey, shut up.
No, I don't think so.
But
It went on a while. It definitely did.
Went on a little bit.
Oh, my
Little
God.
bit.
And the
Listen,
Yankees.
the guy's his captain.
The Yankees go from Jason Zillo to Brian Cashman to Aaron Boone to Hal Steinbrenner. And it's like, can we see the man of the hour? Can we hear from him?
Well, you know, listen, if you're going to do that, everyone got to get their little piece of it. Everybody got to take a little ownership of it. That's all that was.
It wasn't
Pat
just
on the back.
It wasn't just the signing too. It was the captainship. It was like a big, extra press conference.
Can we address the issue with that, by the way?
Yeah.
Do you want to take it or should I take
Yeah,
it?
Willie Randolph should have been on the dais.
I mean, come on.
He was there, but that's a little disrespectful.
Where is he? In fact, Aaron Judge's agent needs to be up there, but we
No.
can't have Willie?
I
You
know.
can't put an extra chair up for Willie Randolph? What are we doing?
Where is Derek Jeter?
He was sitting right there.
Because he was a captain,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Why was it? And again, I love Willie Randolph. Willie Randolph should have been on the dais.
Yeah.
He was there, but it was a little disrespectful. It was kind of like when Phil Jackson became the Knicks president and they had Steve, what's his name? And he wasn't allowed to talk?
Steve Mills?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can Steve Mills say something? No, he's not allowed.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to that.
The Yankees,
disrespectful.
The Yankees did really nothing wrong today. I think Aaron Judge comes across like a guy.
He's
perfect.
You want.
No, he's honestly, he's perfect. And I think the press conference was perfect. Him explaining his emotions was perfect. The Yankees did nothing wrong.
And
it
yet
came across weird because of the elephant in the room. That was the behemoth of Steve Cohen's son.
Later on, as you know, Hal Steinbrenner did talk about it. Cashman talked about it.
Yes.
Because you have to talk about it because, we share a city. But you're right. On a day that was supposed to be the celebration of the newest captain, so the lineage of all the great captains in Yankee history, the Yankees came off. I'm trying to think of the right word because, like I said, they did nothing wrong.
No, I know.
It was professional. It was great for the Yankees. But in a day when all New Yorkers are talking about the Mets, tough day to reintroduce Aaron Judge.
And look, I know you're going to hate me for saying this. I apologize. I'm apologizing in advance.
Yeah.
But the question I'd love to ask Hal, what do you think your father would have done today?
Oh,
I'm sorry
really?
you don't
Is that
want
where we're going?
No, it's a fair
what would
question.
he have done? He would have canceled the press conference?
No, he would have done something crazy.
Like what?
I don't know. Offered the Angels everything for Ohtani. I don't know.
Like,
Still
something
might happen.
nuts.
How about Mike Trout?
Yeah, I don't know. Come on, we got to stop with this. What would your dad have done? Crap.
I know you don't like it, and I apologize.
I hate it because it's like it's a cop-out line, in
No,
my opinion.
it's not. Here's why it's not.
Go ahead.
Because the New York Yankees under George Steinbrenner were a big market team. Now they're a big market team. The Mets are now a big market team.
Yeah.
They're different. And Hal said all the politically correct stuff. It's great for New York. It's great for baseball. I love the competition. George Steinbrenner would have handled it slightly different.
If the Yankees wanted Correa, they could have gotten him. He was obviously out there for the getting.
They could.
You could make the argument, why didn't the Yankees go after Correa? If you could have gotten him, you could also make the argument that, it's a crazy contract. Obviously, that's going to be put out there at some point. That how many years is that deal going to be bad years? But I'm with you. If you can get me a single championship in the next 12 years, while there'll be moments along the line where you'll complain and bitch, as fans rightfully so do. But if 10 years from now, 12 years from now, you look back and go, we got us a World Series,
well,
you're going to be reasonably happy.
People are going to say stuff. I want Met fans to listen to me carefully. I have experience with this, and you know I'm right. A lot of people from the outside are going to say stuff about us and what we need to do and what makes this a success. And it always pissed me off when people said it about my basketball team. A lot of opinions from people that aren't fans. If you're a Met fan, you know the truth, and it's the same thing I said about the Nets. You got to get me one.
You got to get one.
I'm not asking for a
get three until you get one.
Now, some of these people on Twitter and social media and writers from other teams who are going to bitch and they're going to cry about the spending. They're going to cry about the spending. They're going to say it's not fair, and they're going to say, you better have a dynasty.
Why isn't it fair? Every owner in Major League Baseball is a billionaire.
I agree.
Go spend the money.
I agree.
Or don't, but you can't complain about it.
But our fan base.
Met fans are in a weird spot. If you're a Met fan that complained about the Yankees spending to buy a championship, you're now in bed with them.
No, I agree with that.
Can't have it both ways.
I feel good, though,
But
that I was
that's it.
never one of those fans. What I would say about the Yankees, and I think a lot of Met fans said this, is we wish we were them. We wish we had a George. We do.
Oh, yeah, you do on
We
steroids.
do. No,
yeah.
we do. And that's all we wanted. But all we need right now, 1986, I don't remember it. I was 3. Okay? All I need is 1.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone tell you need 3 or 5 or 2 to validate this. Just 1.
Yeah, and now I am forever connected to Sal Licata and Paul Rosenberg as the men that broke the news to me. I'm wondering for you, how did you find out this morning? Like, Tommy, when did you find out and how?
I woke up at 10 a.m. I rolled over.
Hold on.
Yeah,
So let's back up the clock there.
What's up?
What time did you wake up
So
at?
I woke up at 10 a.m. No alarm. Just get up naturally. 10 a.m.
Isn't that nice?
Oh, God.
Isn't that lovely?
10 a.m.
Yeah. I just
That
woke
makes
up at
me
10.
sick.
What time did you go to bed last night?
Like 2 a.m. I was watching White Lotus, so I was up a little late.
Just hanging out late at night, watching
before-
White Lotus.
Went to the
getting
Knick game
10.
with Evan, got back, had some pizza,
Yeah.
finished off the garden popcorn, watched White
Hold on a
Lotus.
second. Before you continue, what time did you get up again, Craig?
I woke up at 2:15 this morning.
Okay, I'm 6. What time
Yeah.
are you, Big Mac?
6:35.
6:35. So obviously you're a little bit of an outlier, but still.
Yeah.
And you woke up at 10?
I woke up at 10 a.m. I live right down the block. I don't have a long commute. No kids.
10 o'clock. Nice.
No
Go ahead,
responsibility.
So you woke up at 10.
Turn over, check my cell phone. I see a text from Evan, and it just says Correa. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So I checked my phone. I saw her on Twitter.
So Evan Roberts broke you the news.
Mr. Evan Roberts.
Big Mac, how did you find out?
I was awoken by one of my children. I rolled over to see what God-forsaken time it was.
Yeah.
And then when I saw it was 6:35, I checked Twitter. I forget where I saw it first.
You don't even remember?
I forget
Typical
which
Yankee
which
fan,
But it was
tweet.
on Twitter.
Yeah, so I found
got
it at 6:15 in the morning or 6:30 in the morning on Twitter. I don't remember which
How about that?
person.
All right, everyone's got a story, though. I got a guy online here whose dad broke his wrist last night.
Ugh.
And so he was up late and reached out to his kids to let them know, I'm fine. We got Correa. That's pretty good. So the Correa injury, I'm just looking it up here real quick.
Before you say what it is.
Yeah, good.
The only injury that would concern me, and I don't know if I said it on air, if it was off air to Big Mac, is the back. He has been known to have a back issue, and as we saw with David Wright, a back can end a career. As we saw with Edgardo Alfonso,
All right, so-
a back can end a career. So if it's not back-related, I feel okay.
So it dates back to 2018. He spent 36 games on the IL with a back injury, and when he came back from the injury, it was one of his worst big league seasons. 110 games, a 728 OPS, only 15 home runs.
Yep.
And the back lingered through the playoffs that year.
Mm-hmm.
In 17, he injured a thumb ligament. That's apparently not an issue.
And he was
here.
great in 17.
Yeah, it's apparently the back. Now, there are those that say that's why teams kind of shied on him a year ago before he went to Minnesota.
So it is back-related?
I can't speak to what was found this time.
Gotcha.
I'm just saying, looking at his injury history.
Yes.
In 2019, the back injury came back, but he also had a cracked rib.
Right.
So he's got, whether it's oblique, whether it's back, he's had a couple years of his Major League Baseball career where he's had this issue.
Yeah, in 2019, which is odd, is the one postseason. Remember, they lost the World Series to the Nationals that year. That was the one postseason where Carlos Correa wasn't good. Because outside of that, he has been an outstanding postseason performer.
And by the way, to be fair, 2021 played 148 games.
No, he went out and played.
Yeah, so no worry. So again, my gut is that something happened late where he either got cold feet, the Giants doctors saw something and recognizing it wasn't an issue this last year, still said something, perhaps even tried to renegotiate the deal at the 11th hour.
Right.
And that was the crack in the door that Boris needed to then say to Steve Cohen, I know I told you no 2 days ago. If you want him, I got your shot.
Here's what relieves...
Which is awesome.
Oh, no doubt. What relieves any fear I have about whether it being a back issue or something else over the course of 12 years is that this owner, through 3 off seasons, is sending us a message, which is, it's all right, guys. I'll spend anyway.
Yeah.
If this turns out to be one of those bad contracts we look back on, it won't be a bad contract that hinders. We've seen that hinder franchises. It won't hinder this owner, and that is one of the most encouraging things to look at.
All right, we'll get all your calls. It's an exciting day here in New York. Of course, Judge is the Yankee captain. The New York Mets get Correa. They have a $400 million payroll. And it was funny. A couple people were like, yeah, now we need a left fielder. What are we doing? And I got to give Big Mac credit. He is trolling unnamed Giant fans today by rocking the San Francisco Giants
That's what
sweatshirt.
happens. You come
All
after
good.
my guy, this is what happens to you.
That's right.
Look
All
at
right.
you, Big Mac. I appreciate that.
He doesn't know
right.
who he's trolling.
I'm not
but
sure.
He's trolling somebody.
I'm upsetting someone, and it makes me feel better.
There you go. We'll get all your calls. 877-337-6666.